You wake up one day, and everything feels meaningless. No motivation, no ambition, no fire. The goals that once lit your soul on fire, now they feel like distractions, heavy, hollow, pointless. And here's the strangest part. You're not depressed. You're not lazy. You've just awakened. Carl Jung warned us about this. He called it the void of awakening, a phase that comes not before, but after you touch the truth. Because real awakening isn't fireworks. It's not angels and affirmations. It's the slow death of who you thought you were. When the mask falls and all your borrowed desires collapse, you're left with silence, emptiness, stillness. And that's terrifying, because for the first time, you're not chasing anything. You're not being pulled by dopamine. You're not trying to impress, prove, or earn. You're just here with yourself, and you don't know what to do with that. This is the collapse before the clarity, the stillness before the soul speaks. And if this is where you are, don't run, stay, because Jung believed this emptiness is not the end. It's the beginning. Before the breakthrough, there is the breakdown, not of your life, but of your identity, the person you pretended to be, the one who followed the rules, faked the smile, and lived for validation. That version of you is dying, and death always feels like depression when you've never learned how to grieve what no longer serves you. So you sit there and wonder, why don't I care about anything anymore? Why can't you make yourself hustle? Why does ambition feel like betrayal? Why does your old life feel like a stranger? Jung called this the withdrawal of projection. It's when the illusions you once believed in, love, success, even God, stop existing out there and begin echoing in here. It's the moment your soul whispers, nothing outside you will ever complete you. And for a while, that feels like despair, because the chase is all you knew. And silence feels like suffocation, when your self-worth was built on noise. But here's the truth. This emptiness is not emptiness. It's spaciousness, a clearing. Your real life hasn't ended. It just hasn't started yet. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This is the true task of awakening, not escaping pain, not finding peace, but uncovering the programming you didn't know was there, the roles, the masks, the internalized expectations. It's realizing the person you thought you were was a collection of survival strategies, a costume stitched together by childhood wounds, societal norms, and the need to belong. And now, those stitches are coming undone. That's why you feel unmotivated, because your old motivations were trauma-based, fear-based, approval-based. They came from needing to be enough in a world that profits off your insecurity. So of course you feel empty now, because the lies that fueled you no longer hold power. You're not lazy, you're healing. You're not stuck, you're shedding. The drive will return, but it will rise from truth, not fear. This is not depression, it's rebirth, but only if you're willing to stop running back to who you used to be. Jung didn't promise comfort, he promised wholeness, and wholeness requires the death of the false self. There's a stage of awakening no one talks about, the in-between, the liminal space, where you're no longer who you were, but not yet who you're becoming. Your old friends don't resonate, your old dreams don't excite you, and the things you used to chase now feel meaningless. You look around and wonder, where did everyone go? But this is the necessary void. Carl Jung believed that true individuation, becoming your fullest self, requires a period of disintegration. The ego must collapse. The persona, the mask, must crack, so your soul can speak through the silence. But that silence is terrifying, You'll question your sanity. You'll crave distractions, old habits, toxic comforts, anything to avoid the emptiness. But don't, because the emptiness is not a punishment. It's a womb, a sacred pause, a fertile darkness, where the next version of you is forming, and only those brave enough to stay will meet who they really are. Most people turn back. They numb. They busy themselves. They regress. But not you. If you've made it this far, you're already different. Now, the only question is, will you keep going? Carl Jung said, "You do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." That's the real awakening. It's not love and light. It's shadow and sorrow. It's sitting with your shame and not flinching. It's seeing how much of your identity was built on fear and how much of your success was a survival strategy. You realize you've never actually chosen your life. You've just reacted to it. Your ambition, rooted in needing to prove yourself. Your kindness, tied to needing approval. Your spirituality, maybe just another way to avoid your pain. And that's when the emptiness hits hardest. Because now, you can't go back to pretending. And yet, you're not sure how to go forward. This is where most people get lost. They mistake this collapse for failure, depression, meaninglessness. But in truth, this is sacred ground. It means your old self is finally dying. And in that death, a deeper self, your true self, is trying to emerge. This is not breakdown. It's breakthrough, but only if you let go, only if you stop clinging to who you think you are and start listening to who you were always meant to become. You see, the hardest part of awakening isn't seeing the truth. It's losing the lies that gave you comfort. Before awakening, you had certainty. You knew what to chase, what to fix, what to blame. But now, you realize none of it was real. That the job, the status, the identity were all scaffolding, projections. And without them, you feel exposed, naked, unanchored. Carl Jung knew this well. He said the individuation process, the path to becoming whole, requires dismantling the persona, the mask you show the world. That means losing friends who only knew the old version of you. It means facing emotions you've avoided for years. And it means sitting still, in silence, when everything inside you screams to run. Not everyone makes it through this. Many go back to the old life, the easier one, the one where at least you feel something, even if it's just stress or busyness. But if you stay with it, if you let the emptiness be a teacher, instead of a punishment, you'll begin to feel something else. Not motivation, not ambition, not even clarity, but presence, a quiet awareness, a sacred inner gaze. And from that stillness, a different kind of life begins to take shape, one that's not reactive, but conscious, not performance, but essence. You're not rebuilding the old self, you're remembering the true one. And this is where most people get it wrong. They try to skip the emptiness. They rush to fill the gap with new goals, new beliefs, new spiritual labels. But Jung warned us, the unconscious cannot be bypassed. It must be faced. That means the sadness, the boredom, the strange numbness you feel are not signs of failure. They are signs of depth. Your soul is under renovation. The old furniture is gone. The walls are bare. And for the first time, you're hearing your own echoes. This phase is not meant to inspire you. It's meant to soften you, to break the compulsive need to prove, chase, or fix, because you're not broken. You're just in between the identity you outgrew and the truth you haven't fully lived yet. Jung called this the enantiodromia, the swing of opposites. when your life flips direction, when the seeker becomes still, when light is no longer something you chase, but something you realize was within you the whole time. So don't force it. Don't try to speed it up. Let this emptiness stretch you. Let it become the silence in which truth can speak. Because on the other side of this hollow quiet is the voice you were always meant to hear, and it sounds like home. If you felt something stir while watching this, don't ignore it. This isn't just another video. It's a reflection, a whisper from your inner world, reminding you of what you already know deep down. Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." So if you're awakening, write it below. I'm waking up, not for the comments, not for the algorithm, but to anchor this moment in your reality. Tap like, not for validation, but to honor the truth you just heard. And subscribe, not for more noise, but because you're finally ready to hear your soul speak. This is Unshadowed, a home for those who are done running and ready to remember your path isn't ahead of you. It's inside you. Let's walk it together.